Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a channel update. I have to apologize already though. This video might get a little bit long. So if you guys want to sit down and chill, hear me talk about some stuff and just kind of take a load off for a few and hear what I have to say, I appreciate it. Let's get right into it. So first things first, about the channel and that kind of related stuff, you guys know what to expect. But I will say that my schedule got completely shot in the dick last weekend. So at the moment, right, my Sundays and my Thursdays got kind of shot backwards. Like one day that I was free is now busy, and the day that I was busy, I'm now free. And I got completely screwed up last weekend to the point to where I missed my chance to record, and I didn't get to upload anything all week. It was sad because, man, I've been really wanting to get back into Infamous, and I'm really wanting to get like another session of Much as Odyssey uploaded, but I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. It was one of those things where it was either try to do a quick session and get something out there, but it'd probably not be the quality that I would want it to be in terms of like commentary and cleanliness of the videos, or just wait. I chose to wait. I'm going to record tomorrow, but I wanted to record this and talk to you guys for a little bit here in the channel update, just to kind of be like, hey, hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty good, thankfully, and trying to catch up and, gather my headspace and make sure that everything's all good. So yeah, I'm wanting to bring back Infamous, and that will probably be back this week. I want to try to do a good session of both games tomorrow. Now here's the thing, right? If I can absolutely help it, I want to finish much as Odyssey like next session. We're at Splinter's Manufacturing. That is getting near the end of the game. Some of my favorite levels are coming up, but some of the hardest levels are coming up. And so it's gonna be rough, man, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys can join me to watch those. I hope they turn out good, and we'll see what happens. Infamous, though, I'm going to say I'm roughly like halfway, or maybe a little smidge over halfway done, depending on how the rest of the game goes. Like there's some really tough sections coming up that I'm probably going to get stuck on. The playthrough was incidentally on hard mode. I did not plan that. I was thinking that the game was going to be on normal and they weren't going to like advance me in the beginning, but it ended up being pretty rough. It's pretty rough. With that being said, though, I think if things go well, I can probably do about 2 or 3 sessions of Infamous and probably beat that game. I could probably beat it. Now, with that being said, I might do another channel update coming up. It might be a couple of weeks, but I'm going to have you guys vote on my next game. If you guys are interested in voting on the next game, be sure to look out for the next not weekly update. Yeah, no, those are still gone away for a while. But the next channel update, I'll probably do a poll. It might not even be a channel update. It might just be like a poll. You guys pick the next game. We'll kick its ass and start it. So I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about a video that I made for my fan game, or I should say our fan game, the Fangame Legends fan game. Made a video about the combat test that comes bundled with the old demo that we uploaded a while back. But it was of like a more recent version of Ash. It was like recent as of April the 9th, 2022. There's been, there's always constant changes going on in terms of like making a game. But I wanted to do a hard mode playthrough of the combat test just so everyone gets a taste of Ash being public, that you can always go and watch and check out. So if you guys are interested in going and checking out my hard mode playthrough of the combat test, I'd appreciate it. I'm going to link it in the description. And I think there's the cards up there. It could be over there. But yeah, check that out. You guys let me know what you think. If you want to go try out Ash, you can download the public release and play the little license test we put together and that combat test. Tell me what you think. I have put a lot of man hours into that game. Now, That being said, if you guys were to download the public release, it is an older release at this point, and everything I've done in terms of the audio engineering of that game is redone. It's redone. Like, if you go and watch that video that I did and listen to the audio versus playing it yourself on the old public release, it's a lot smoother. We were going through some issues with Steam Audio, which is what we used back then and now, but Steam Audio had a couple of updates, and then plus I got better. I got better at mixing and mastering for the video game project because I'd never done anything like that before. I've just mostly primarily done music, like music mixing and mastering, that kind of thing. But for a video game, oh man, it's so much different. It's so different in so many ways that, like, it goes from 0 to 60, like that kind of difference. I mean, you have some of your base fundamentals when it comes to mixing and mastering and compressing and EQing and yada 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 yada. But for a video game project, you got to think way outside the box. You're mixing outside of the game, you're mixing inside of the game. There's things that you have to do in the 3D space to make it sound like what you want it to sound like. Just because the sound is right doesn't mean it's working right within the game. Like, there's some stuff that you have to do, and I have spent so many hours on that. I love it. But that kind of leads me into my next topic. I would like to make a series of videos, or one video or two videos, just some videos, probably more than one, maybe at some point, of my love for video gaming audio engineering. I love it. The atmospheres. Okay, so this will lead into another topic, but I want to talk about Elden Ring, audio engineering, etc., just for a second here. Me playing Elden Ring, I played and beat that game, by the way, finally. I'll talk about that here in a minute, but getting into the headspace of being out in these fields and hearing every little nook and cranny of audio that's going on, I loved it. They actually did a really good job. Now, the reason why I sound kind of surprised about that is because I have some very harsh opinions on Dark Souls 3 and its environment. There are a few places where it's pretty good, and there's some places where it's completely dead silent and there's nothing going on, even though it looks like there could have been a million things going on to make you feel more immersed, but it was so dead. And I have some other games that I have some gripes at too for their audio engineering and how they went about the sound design, but I would like to make some videos talking about that and show you guys some very, very embarrassing work. What I mean by embarrassing is, like, being an audio engineer and like a Foley artist and that kind of stuff. We have to get these mics, not this one in particular. This one's made for commentary, but we have to get mics and go out and record crazy shit. I mean, I have went outside with microphones, either at my home, at like a studio space, out in the freaking forest, and have like my laptop and like a portable battery bank and that kind of stuff just all set up like a big rig, and just set these mics up and have like the windscreens and stuff on them and capture just, you know, all this different like gusts of wind and like the birds, and have them all record to separate tracks, so you're not getting like some crazy like spatial shit going on. I mean, have all of them going into separate tracks, but man, you get those little like things, like those little nuggets of gold here and there, then you put it in your game and it's like, dude, mwah, 10 out of 10. But, you know, that's of course an opinion, but I would love to do some videos on audio engineering. Video games. Let me see here. We beat Elden Ring. I beat Elden Ring at about 96 hours. It's a long freaking time, but I struggled in some spots. It's a Souls game on this corner over here, but on this corner over here, it's like, it kind of doesn't play like a Souls game at all. It has some weird, like, identity crisis type shit going on, where, like, if you play it like a Souls game and expect Souls game, like, results, you're not going to get it. I got completely ass blasted several times playing it that way. And probably by the end of the game, I was getting it. I understood what the game was asking of me, and I loved it. I want to do a playthrough of Elden Ring, and if you guys are interested in checking that out, a full playthrough, probably beating every single boss I can find. I don't know if I can do 100% because at this point, I have all the achievements besides 2 of the endings, but you know, I gotta beat the game again. I might do that in a playthrough. I might do that in a brand new playthrough. That would be really badass. A blank slate playthrough of Elden Ring. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. I would love to do it. We've been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Some of the new tracks, those were quite interesting. I have my opinions on some of those uh, tracks, maybe not being so positive, but there are some really, really quality stages out of that. But I was the most worried about the mobile tracks, and my goodness, some were good, some were bad. Definitely a big contrast in terms of quality. But I'm looking forward to some more of the tracks that are to come out. I mean, it's like a season pass kind of thing. It's supposed to be going on all the way until like next year. We'll see. Played some more Mario Party Superstars. That was pretty badass. That game was in my top 3 of my probably favorite Mario parties, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, it's an amazing game. And hopefully I can get some footage one of these freaking days. That would be even better. My wife and I are playing. Don't murder me when I say the name of the game, because I'm probably gonna botch it in some people's ears, and some people's ears I'm probably saying it correctly. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Fight me. There's literally an item in the game called the Arc Phone, or you know, there's a thing in the game called an Arc Phone. So that automatically rules out the Arceus. It's 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 at least Arceus. Arceus. That's what we call it. We're probably stupid, but that game, fun game. It is not what I expected. I was expecting it to be pretty much Breath of the Wild open world, kind of like Breath of the Wild, but instead it's almost like stages. It's like this big map, go back to the hub. This big map, go back to the hub. And it's like that kind of throughout the entire game right now. And my wife thought I was kind of weird when I said this, but it reminded me of Demon Souls, where you had the hub and then like the levels, the hub and then the levels. Like that's one of the games I always go back to when people talk about hubs or Mario 64, but I always think of Demon Souls. Um, but yeah, good game. A lot of people were trying to warn me or tell me about the graphics being pretty freaking bad. They have some really beautiful moments. They have some really holy crap. Wow, that's really bad moments as well. But amazing game, enjoying it. Cannot wait to keep playing it. We're about 30 hours in. Absolutely just going in. We have not finished Dual Hearts though, which is the PS2 game I was talking to you guys about. We're at the very end. Our free time has been so jacked up lately. We can't we can't stick to one thing, and so we went and got Arceus and started playing that, and we got fixated on it. But we need to go back and finish Dual Hearts. But yeah, we're trying to 100% Dual Hearts, and that's gonna be really hard. But we're kind of at the end. We're just doing all the collectible stuff, and then you know, Rods and I need to go back and 100% Borderlands 3, which I think we're gonna start doing. Whenever we both get free. We both beat Elden Ring, and we're probably going to do another playthrough of that as well. So, lots of video gaming, guys. Lots and lots of video gaming. I'm going to leave y'all with that, though. Thank you for watching the channel update. Everything is in the description of the video. All the social media stuff and anything that is relevant is down below. I'll catch you next time.